Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the witnesses for joining us here today. I'd like to start with Mr. Cantor and discuss the implications of recent EPA rulings on market competition. It appears that these rulings convey a very distinct message, and that is that the government chose electric vehicles as the winners and internal combustion engines as losers. That poses significant risks to both competition and to innovation. Could you share your perspective on the relationship between the EPA rulings and market competition?
Yeah, thank you for the question. We are concerned that what this rule will do is push automakers to move their engineering resources and their focus of innovation away from internal combustion engines and just toward electric vehicles. Now, some of that is happening as a market measure anyway, and that's great where it's happening as a response to the market. But here, we think that gives us worse results than we would get otherwise, and let me tell you why. If you look at the consulting firm McKinsey, they estimate, and they're one of the most aggressive estimators so far on this, 48% of new vehicle sales to be electric by 2030. But even with that number, 48% of new vehicle sales, most vehicle sales are used cars. The turnover rate of the fleet is very low. And so that only means 17% of the vehicles in the fleet in the US at that point in 2030 would be electric. And most of the vehicles still on the road as a result of that would be some of the least efficient vehicles. So the entire reduction in gasoline demand from 48% of new vehicle sales being electric would be 4%. That doesn't get us to the environmental goals we're talking about. That doesn't get us to the economic goals we're talking about. It's not the best outcome. So we need those resources to go toward internal combustion engines and liquid fuels too.
All right. On a related note, EPA rulings, they remove the investment opportunities in cleaner use of natural gas. Mr. Cantor, could you please discuss the significance of fostering innovation in the areas of natural gas and the internal combustion engine process?
Absolutely. Look, natural gas has taken more carbon out of the atmosphere to date than electric vehicles have in total. The same is true for renewable fuels, things like ethanol, renewable diesel, biodiesel. We've seen tremendous gains. Just to give you a sense, look, over the past 30 years, criteria pollutants from internal combustion engine vehicles have been reduced by 99%. That's a great track record of success. Since 2004, carbon dioxide's down 25% and fuel efficiency is up 32%. There's a lot we can do. Natural gas is a part of that mix. You see it in buses and larger vehicles, and frankly, it is a more realistic near-term move for those heavy-duty vehicles than electricity because of the tremendous amount of time it takes to charge up the huge batteries necessary for a heavy-duty vehicle. So we should be using all of these things in the mix, including natural gas, and setting performance goals so that all these different technologies can work to all of our benefit.
We see it in my very district where Cummins engine has just released the state-of-the-art 15-liter natural gas engine that will be transporting things for many years to come, but they're being edged out in this marketplace. Another crucial technology, which was also deemed a loser by the electric vehicle industry, is AM radio, and you're starting to hear this more and more. I'd like to draw attention to the fact that the electric vehicle manufacturers, they're actually removing AM radio functionality from these vehicles. And instead of removing AM radios from new vehicles, shouldn't we focus on fostering innovation to find solutions that ensures that millions of Americans get to listen to the programming on AM radio that have for years and years and years, and they are able to continue benefiting for it. Mr. Rowe, could you speak briefly about AM radio, especially from your point of view in the agricultural world?
Yeah, thank you for the question there. And yeah, speaking as a farmer and a rural resident or whatever, AM radios, AM from Farm Talk, it is our livelihood. It is where we receive information on weather, on markets that impact everything, especially in rural areas that don't have the outreach for other larger markets. So it would be a phenomenal shift in how we receive news throughout the day if those were to go away.